An Ontario company has recently purchased 178 units here in St. John, New Brunswick, with an influx of out-of-province investors coming here in the last 2 years, driving up the average home price. Is this something that St. John should be excited about? Or is this something that has a lot of people extremely concerned? My goal today is to cover this article because I believe it to be extremely important for locals here and out-of-province investors, and also hopefully open up a discussion for everybody to have around this topic. If this is your first time into the channel, thank you very much for stopping in. My name is Brandon Vincent. I'm a real estate agent here in St. John, New Brunswick with eXp Realty. I've been actively selling real estate here for over 3 years in the city. My goal on this channel is to bring you relevant real estate information in an entertaining way. If you like the sounds of that, just hit the like button and give me a subscribe, follow along for the journey. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. With the recent influx of out-of-province investors over the last 2 years here in St. John, New Brunswick, it has a lot of people excited to see growth happening here in St. John because I believe a lot of people are seeing the potential that this city has. However, it also has a lot of people worried and stressed out about things like the increasing in home costs and rent costs as well. A lot of these buildings that are getting bought up cater to low to moderate income renters. On one side of the coin, you want to see a city grow and develop and encourage investors to come here and spend their money. But on the other side of the coin, you do not want to see people left behind because of this. Unfortunately, I don't know what the solution is, but let's dive into this article and see what they have to say.
Starting off with the headline, Ontario company with renoviction history buys 178 St. John rental units. Whitehall Apartments has said nothing publicly about its plans for rents or tenants. A major purchase of 178 apartment and condominium units in St. John by an Ontario-based rental company at prices more than double their assessed values is triggering new worries about the city's tightening supply of low-cost housing. Property records show Whitehall Apartments of Oakville, Ontario, paid $11.52 million in December to buy units in 16 St. John buildings that cater to low and moderate income renters. According to Service New Brunswick, the entire group of properties was valued by provincial assessors at just $5.8 million in 2021, less than half of what Whitehall has paid for them.
So this company has been known to evict its tenants and then do renovations. This is one of those highly sensitive topics that really depends what lens you're looking at it through, because there's the lens of looking at it as a tenant who may not be able to afford any higher rent than they're currently paying. And for them, this is extremely stressful. And then there's the lens of seeing this as a sign of growth for St. John, the fact that investors are coming here and putting their money into our buildings and fixing them up and bringing rents to their current market values.
St. John Councillor David Hickey said it is difficult to know whether to be excited or worried about an investment of that size in St. John's low-end housing market, giving increasing shortages in affordable apartments for low-income residents. It's tough because there's two sides of this coin, said Hickey. It's exciting to see the investment and someone taking a $12 million bet on St. John, but at the same time, if it is not prioritizing the folks that have always been there, then we're in a challenging spot. Whitehall owns 50 apartment buildings throughout Ontario, many in secondary markets, with similarities to St. John, like Sudbury, Sarina, and Windsor. The company is privately held and has made no public comment about its move to St. John or any plans it might have for rent changes or renovations. Whitehall completely renovated a rundown 55-unit building in downtown Sudbury after evicting its tenants. The local paper called it good news for fans of renewal, but not so good for those in need of affordable housing.
Calls and messages to Whitehead's office and its chief executive were not returned. Lawson Property Management is looking after Whitehall's apartments in St. John, but its owner, John Lawson, said he has no information to share on whether the company is planning major or minor changes in the building it bought. I can't tell you any plans, said Lawson. We're waiting for a directive, which I do completely understand. At the end of the day, they are a private company and they don't need to answer to anybody. They've done everything properly, they've bought the property, and they've made the investment, and now it's up to them to decide what they're gonna do with these buildings. The centerpiece of the St. John purchase and of local concern is the building on Britton Street. It was involved in a bankruptcy proceeding in 2020 and is not in the best condition.
Last year, it carried one of the lowest property valuations for a large apartment building market in St. John from provincial assessors at just $17,127 per unit.
So although the building has offered low-income tenants some of the cheapest rent in the city, it still sounds like it wasn't taken care of or maintained in the best possible way, which you don't want to see either, for many reasons, because then you're looking at the valuation of the building depleting, lower living quality for those tenants, and eventually run into a situation where the building isn't even legally rentable anymore. Many of the tenants who currently live here aren't able to afford many more increases in rent than they've already seen.
Whitehall evicted tenants from a deteriorating 55-unit apartment building it bought in Sudbury in 2019 for extensive upgrades in what was called a renoviction by one analyst in a local paper. That building has since reopened, and in November, in ads on Kijiji was charging rents of $900 per month for a bachelor apartment, which was up from $500 before the renovations.
And this is a dilemma for New Brunswick policymakers who are trying to figure out how to deal with this, because you do want to see the city grow, but at the same time, you don't want people to be left behind. So this is a very difficult conversation and something that's not very easy to figure out, because with too much regulation, you start to drive away investors, which could potentially stunt the growth of the city. And without regulation, you can end up displacing a lot of current locals here who have grown up and helped develop this city.
Investments in renovations in deteriorating buildings are positive improvements, but a displacement of low-income tenants from their homes and neighborhoods that often follows those improvements is a social problem government haven't fully solved. Last week, New Brunswick Social Development Minister Bruce Fitch said the province is spending more on rent supplements this year to help low-income tenants deal with rising costs. The province has also claimed that a change it made to double the notice period required to be given for rent increases to 6 months is helping people adjust to changes.
And although the province has changed the notice period required, it's not fixing the issue or solving the problem. It's just actually delaying it by another few months.
However, Hickey, who represents the city ward that includes the Britton Street apartment building, said he still gets frequent calls from people in danger of losing their apartments to renovations or rent increases, and he's worried Whitehall's major investment may eventually add to those troubles. It's non-stop, said Hickey. I get calls all the time. People are consistently being priced out of the market and priced out of the homes that they're living in. Folks are left with no scenarios of places to go.
So like I said, this is a very sensitive topic. I don't know what the answer is. I just know that it's something that I think needs to be discussed more, and we need to hear more from everybody's opinions as to what we could do to fix this. And that's why I've made this video, is because I don't know the answer, but I want to start an open discussion to see what other people think, because it's something that's on everybody's mind. There's a lot of this happening currently in our market. There's no clear route or path that I see that is an easy answer. So if you watched to the very end, thank you very much. I would love to hear your opinion on this. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this entire situation, what you think the options are, what people might do, and I hope you have a great day. Whoa, 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 whoa. If you liked that video, please be sure to check out one of these other videos here, because you may end up liking that one as well.